How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
Will, we are back, Will.
What up, what up? Late night episode.
Late night. Welcome, everybody, to the Story of the Fight. My name is Ramiro. That's my boy, Will. This is where we cover all things mixed martial arts and Story of the Fight. This is part 2 for the day.
Part 2 for the day. Normally we combine them, do one live stream for UFC, one for one. But here we are. We did one for UFC earlier. Here we are tonight doing one.
Split shift.
Split shift.
Yeah, technical difficulties earlier when we were covering UFC Vegas, like 100 and something. And then right now for One Fight Night 18. Right? Hopefully everything works out smoothly.
Yeah, so far so good. I think we're in the clear.
It's freezing over here. 15 degrees over here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. But we're ready to go to cover some one. And hey, let's go ahead and get started. We had ATTRIBUTIONS versus, I just put down the Cobra Gasanov, because both of these guys, you have the Spider, you have the Cobra, some awesome nicknames, simple yet effective.
Yeah, but first, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We are close to 10K. Go to storyofthefight.com. It'll have our merch page. It'll have all our socials. Click through them. Hit subscribe. We're live everywhere. Everywhere you can find podcasts. We're there. Let's run it.
Let's run it. All right. Spider ATTRIBUTIONS versus the Cobra Gasanov. This is my first time actually seeing both of these guys fight.
You didn't watch. I think you saw Gasanov versus Gary Tonin, no?
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You are right. Yeah. Must have not made a huge impression. I don't know.
Well, he got subbed pretty quick, but it was fun. Fun while it lasted.
But hey, speaking of submissions, I was pretty impressed with his ground game. You know, he got ATTRIBUTIONS in that rear naked choke earlier in the fight. But, dude, that defense, though.
Dude, so I thought, you know, first off, the back piece on ATTRIBUTIONS might be the best in MMA. It is so good. The Atlas holding up, I mean, it looks so phenomenal. So I got to shout that out. And real quick, also got to shout out Austin, says, let's go. To be honest, wasn't my personal favorite card on Prime they've ever done, but still good nonetheless. So happy the break is over. None of their cards
I agree with
missed.
Austin. I agree with Austin.
Yeah. So far, not their strongest. That being said, still some very fun things to pick out. And there were some shakeups having to move some fights. You know, Suablack was supposed to be the main event here. They had to move that. So there was things that happened to this card that definitely not the strongest, but like you said, still enjoyable nonetheless. And the main event I thought was good. There were some things I liked about it. It didn't blow my socks off like most main events do in one. But like you alluded to, the takedowns, the grappling from Gasanov, very cool. Really cool back takes, things like that.
Earlier in the fight.
Yeah. The first half of the fight was very fun because you had ATTRIBUTIONS scrambling. You know, it's not a lot of times where you see a guy named Gasanov or even a guy with OV at the end of their name taking someone's back and someone reversing them multiple times. You know,
slick, dude.
The way that he was some really cool reversals
into that lock, right? And I was like, well, it looks like he's slipping into it, and then he completely turned. And I was like, dude, my L5 would be shot at this point. His flexibility was fantastic. But the thing that I saw, like, as the fight continued on, Gasanov's takedowns, like him shooting from a distance, starting to get a lot lazier, starting to telegraph. And the last back half of the fight almost seemed like it was just ATTRIBUTIONS fighting for underhooks and then fending him off. And then he goes for another lazy takedown and fighting for underhooks and then fending him off. And I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it was a lot of like just pure defense from one side and not a ton of offense from the other. Real quick, Austin says Gasanov has had some great performances so far, but I don't see him beating the champs. Christian Lee would dog walk him. Him versus Tan Lee or something could be very interesting though. Ooh, Gasanov versus Tan Lee. Sign me up. I would definitely want to see that. But something that you alluded to also, like there was a couple times this position here, right, where someone would have double underhooks, and if ATTRIBUTIONS had double underhooks, Gasanov would sprawl out like this, get the overhooks, and then start throwing knees to the head constantly. And you're like, ooh, that's a bad position to be in if you're ATTRIBUTIONS. But then he would flip it sometimes, and he'd be the guy on top with Gasanov with double underhooks, but ATTRIBUTIONS would sprawl, and then he would try to throw his own knees, but every single time the position was reversed, Gasanov was able to just kind of like shuck him off, whereas ATTRIBUTIONS really struggled in that position, especially early on in the fight. And I thought that was an interesting dynamic where they're in the same position. One guy's able to escape quick, the other one is there to like do damage, and that was cool.
Yeah,
the damage was fun.
Yeah,
right
but to your point, right? Not the most exciting main event. You know, all the one fights that you have turned me on to will have been like bangers, nonstop excitement. You know, most of the cards are must watch, right? Like as soon as you're on, especially when it's like Muay Thai with small gloves in one, it's hard to beat for me, man. Like that is money. Hard. Yeah, and we'll cover some of the fights like that a little bit later. But this one, you know, it was okay.
Yeah, and real quick, we have that picture of the knee. Let's go ahead and show the footage of that same moment.
Hey, shout out Kwon, and thank you for allowing us to show this footage.
100%. Let me know if you have audio, yeah? And let me know if it's too loud.
I will let you know. No audio.
Protect his head is
there we go.
Bam, look at those knees.
From Shamil Gasanov.
I mean, look at that. Like, just
position control.
Great positioning.
He's trying to protect his head.
I mean,
but he's being delivered from Shamil Gasanov.
And you see that's the thing right there, where a lot of times those positions, someone will land those knees and they lose the position because of it. You know, like it's like you land a couple knees for the damage, but you're not going to maintain control. But the fact that he's able to land a couple knees and then circle off to the side and still maintain the back control, top tier stuff. I just wish there could have been, and part of it is ATTRIBUTIONS' resiliency on the ground to defend some of these submissions that really stopped Gasanov from being able to do anything really exciting in the second half of that fight. And then in the
this is why we need knees to downed opponents, though. You know, because you see, ATTRIBUTIONS has no option but to react and to try to move out of that position, right? Instead of just turtling up and trying to figure out what the next move would be. And it kind of, in some cases, creates like a bit of a stall, you know?
Yeah.
In this case, like, dude, you don't move.
Creates urgency.
You don't have urgency. You're done.
You're done.
You're done, right? So, look at that punch right to the eyeball, too.
Yeah, and then in the post-fight interview, Gasanov talks about how he had the flu or something, and it was like it looked like he was about to throw up in the post-fight interview. I thought it was close. I was like, let's get this guy out of here, huh? We don't need to let him go. Let him go. And maybe that speaks to the performance a little bit. But overall, you know, he keeps his ranking. ATTRIBUTIONS still has one of the best tattoos I've ever seen in mixed martial arts, but wasn't enough to get the job done here.
Should that be an episode one day, like best tattoos in MMA?
Tattoos? Okay, let's do it. That sounds fun.
That would be kind of fun, huh?
As long as we don't do the worst. I don't want to shit on people.
Maybe, maybe though we wait until we have a fighter that we interview that's all tatted up, and then we have them rank tattoos.
Ooh, that would be good.
That'd be good, right? All right. Let's go on to
real quick before we leave this one. Let's. Austin just says, "I'll say this though. This fight was a great example why knees to the head should be universal." Exactly.
That's what we just said. That's what I'm talking about.
Tech stops some takedowns using it. Kangji 1 running into his 2 is the best rule one has. That is. We'll talk about the Kangji 1. That was interesting. Omar, shout out Omar, says best tattoos in MMA. Video length 10 seconds. There's a lot of doozies out there.
Yeah, there's 2 fighters, and then we cut it off.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Volk, right? Volk actually has some pretty nice tattoos now. But we can move on. Co-main event.
Co-main event. The one that, look, if anything held this event up, like Atlas on the back of ATTRIBUTIONS, it was this fight right here.
Yeah. And by the way, I was thinking of Volkov, I think.
Oh, yeah, Volkov's good. Yeah.
Yeah, sick tattoo. All right. But we had, is it Korodi versus Suablack?
Yeah, Stefan Korodi versus Suablack. First off, shout out Nate in the Discord group. Said they're not fighting in Thailand; they're fighting in Thailand. Suablack's legs.
Hey, for real!
Oh my god!
For anybody that watches football as well, you have Saquon Barkley, who has tree trunks for thighs, and I saw Suablack's thighs last night. And I was like, "Your boy's thighs are pretty close." Dude, those are pretty close to Saquon Barkley's. Those were insane, and I cannot imagine getting kicked by one of those suckers, dude. I'd be done for the year.
I mean, just they made a video of him talking about how everybody where he's from has just crazy leg genetics. And the weeks leading up to this, they're just posting videos of him like kicking through trees and just like doing all this crazy leg shit because his legs are just insane. And the fight, props to Stefan Korodi because I was not familiar with him going into this, I'll be honest. And I was like, Suablack probably going to steamroll this dude. No disrespect. I just don't know you, but I know Suablack. And in the first round, it was a lot of Suablack doing pretty much whatever he wanted. You know, it was catching the kicks really well.
Look at the difference in legs in this picture, though.
Dude, his thighs look ridiculous, dude.
Jeez, that is insane.
It looks like Photoshop, like they messed up the Photoshop on that.
Just a couple dudes here just admiring another man's thighs, huh?
Yeah. That's what we're here for, you know? Thank you for joining on this late night episode of Story of the Fight.
Special edition.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But dude, just so you know, like, you know, every year we go through and we do Fight of the Year contenders, Fight of the Year, you know, awards and stuff like that. I wrote this one down as the first one of the year that I'm considering to be Fight of the Year. And I know it's early. There's always that recency bias.
But you got to put it on the board so you don't forget it.
Yes. And this one went on the board.
Yeah, same here.
This one on the board immediately. So
on my notes.
What was it? The second round when Korodi drops Suablack?
Well,
and everybody's like, what is going on?
We can watch it. Let's just watch it.
Oh, let's do it.
Austin says this fight was nuts. It's a perfect example of why one's brand of Muay Thai has become equally as entertaining to me as high-level MMA. It's nonstop action and gets me so hyped. 100%.
Oh,
Couldn't have
same.
said it better myself. First round, it looks like Suablack is just going to do whatever he wants. He's catching the kicks. He's landing these big shots. He's landing crazy leg kicks, elbows, knees. And you're like, look, Korodi, you're tough as nails, man, but it's only a matter of time. And
by the way,
second round starts.
By the way, when he catches that kick, though, it's not just catching it, right? Like he catches, pulls in, and then comes up top, which is
some Mortal
like,
Kombat shit. You expect to get over here, and then
it was
because
beautiful.
That's what he does.
I saw it, I was like, oh man, if you're Korodi, you're like, well, I guess I'm going along for the ride. Like, what am I gonna do? All I could do is try to defend, right? And there was once where he caught it and boom to the body, and Korodi's guarding up high, and you just see Korodi's face like, oh, dude.
Yeah,
like that's
what do I do?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Austin says, not gonna lie, I thought Suablack was dead when he got dropped. It looked bad.
Oh yeah,
and it looked so bad that we should just watch it.
Yeah,
Let me know if you have audio. Yeah, you have audio
live.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. So that's Suablack, obviously with the crazy legs. It's just a 3-minute round, so it'll be quick. But then Korodi throws the kick off catching it and he ducks under it. Austin says, could you imagine eating any of those shots from Suablack? I'd craft a one-leg kick. Yeah, I'd be done. You take a seat and say, thanks. Can I have my show money?
And again, man, the Muay Thai body 4-ounce gloves.
Here it is right here, I think. It's coming up, I think. Yeah, that stutter there. Korodi goes off beat, drops him with the right hand, and you can tell even he's like, holy shit. I don't even
He's wobbly.
Yeah. No, Korodi, he puts his hands up like, I cannot believe I just did that. Do I have power in these hands? Can I land? And so he goes in for the kill. Like, I just dropped this guy. I could get him out of here. And Suablack has him up on the ropes. And, you know, you talk about guys who can survive under fire. Both these guys. He's still going on for the hunt. You think at this point, I'm thinking Suablack's done. Like, but then he lands the elbow and drops him. And you're like, holy shit. Trading knockdowns. And Korodi's like, motherfucker. This is where I bail. If I'm Korodi, I hop off the ropes. So hyped, dude. 1-1. Catches the kick. Look at him pull it back and land it. And then another elbow to drop him. That's that get over. The way he holds it, pulls him in, and then lands the shots, and then he comes over the top with the elbow. And props to Korodi, man. Because if he gets dropped again here, it's over. You got a minute left, and Suablack's chasing you like this. Nice uppercuts in the clinch there. Olivier Coste just getting in there. Big left hand from Suablack and an elbow. But then Korodi throws back, and then a big left hand from Suablack. And a big right hand and a big left hand. And then goes to the body. I mean, what is going on here? Absolute chaos. Korodi's like, I thought I dropped him. Did I drop him? Was that tonight? It's crazy.
Oh.
The spinning back elbow, dude. I mean, look at Korodi's face, dude. And then there's Suablack catching the kick, pulling him in. And then a big left hand and an elbow. And a Superman punch to end the round. I mean, just insane. And we'll let it run here so we can watch their replays as well in slow motion. I'll cut the audio. Austin says, I was shocked Korodi made it out of round 2. Also, I thought the rule was their knockdowns per round before it stopped, but it's per the whole match, apparently. I think the commentary messed up maybe when they said that. But there's the stutter step for the right hand from Korodi to drop him. Beautiful stuff. We talk about going off beat all the time. And then there's the big elbow, the first knockdown for Suablack. And then here's the caught the kick. The Mortal Kombat, get over here. He clubs him with a couple shots and then steps in with the elbow. I mean, just beautiful work, dude. I mean, like you said.
I think that's where, like with the Muay Thai, right, where in a regular MMA fight, sometimes people look to get in closer to close that distance to make it hard for a wide shot to come in or a long straight to come in. But with all these Muay Thai fighters where you're coming in close and then they had that way of working in the elbow from so many different angles that it's still extremely dangerous, right? So it's so hard to get away from that type of pressure. But also, Korodi, after you get dropped, man, you might say like, okay, he's got his wits about him again. Let me take it a little easy, huh?
Yeah.
But there was no taking it easy with Korodi, man. I think he wanted to come in. He wanted to make a statement. He said, hey, I dropped this fool. Like, I've already shown I can hurt him. Like, I'm going to try to put him out. This is it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on my shield if need be, but this is it.
Yeah, and to get dropped both times like that, he could have sat down and stayed down on any of those, and nobody would fault him for that. You would just be like, yeah, he knocked him out.
I really think, though, that the elbows were the difference for Suablack.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And I do want to give shout out to the commentary team during this fight, especially with the whole night. I thought they were fantastic. And normally they have 3 in the booth. This night they did not have Rich Franklin, which I do like Rich Franklin, but I really think 2-man commentary is the way to go. It's the way to go. Because in moments like this fight is that round is a perfect example. If you listen to the commentary in that round, it's just 2 people back and forth. They're not talking over each other in the craziness, and you can still have the commentary be meaningful. Shot. I know. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Graphic warning, by the way.
Yeah, I like how you give a graphic warning after you put the picture up and Rich enlarges it.
Yeah.
And by the way, everybody listening, I'm really sorry if you were getting a big echo as I was talking when the video was on. Our producer, Rich, let me know that we had an echo going, so our bad. Yeah. That's why I just kind of quieted down when the videos were playing. But yeah, I mean, a great fight. Again, right off the bat, beginning of the year, right? Fight contender of the year for me right away. And I'm looking forward to seeing Suablack again.
Yeah. I mean, look at this picture. I mean, look at this dude's legs, dude. Come on.
That also looks like some straight out of a video game.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. What a fight. Fantastic job. This, like I said, kind of carried the event. This is the lasting impression for me, at least, this fight. Yeah, fantastic.
Awesome.
Move on.
All right, let's move on to the next one, man. We had a Kwon versus Shanae Zoltsetseg.
Hey, look at you. Look at you, dude.
Hey, dude,
not just a couple months ago, not just a few months ago, you would really struggle with that.
What can I say, man? You boys been working on it. Like every day I come home from work and I'm just like pronouncing all these different names just for practice. I look in the mirror, Zoltsetseg, over and over again. Yeah.
Kwon Yeah.
But dude, hey, if I could just say, fight. I am a big fan of Kwon now.
Dude, if anybody, look, remember when you were first starting to watch one. And you're like, I don't know any of these guys. I would send you the card. I'm like, this one's stacked. You got to watch this one. You'd be like, I don't know any of these people. And I'm like, but if you watch, like, imagine if you never heard of Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler, and then you watch that fight, you'd be like, I like both these guys, even though you never heard of them.
Yeah.
Kwon Il. talk about somebody seizing the platform and seizing the opportunity to gain fans. Oh my God. Knocked it out of the park.
You know, I love good fighters, Will, but I also like me some showmanship. You know, and Kwon Won-Il brings it, dude, in both categories. So first off, as I'm watching, and Shanae has like the high guard, and he's kind of like tilting his head a little bit lower with his high guard, and I thought to myself, like, hey, it's open, and then Kwon Won-Il starts landing that uppercut, that lead uppercut over and over again, and I was like, dude, for him to make that read that quickly just shows that fight IQ right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
So that was super awesome, man. And then you know, his ground game too.
Very good. And dude, this was I think a coming out party for Kwon Won-Il because like you said, massive adjustments. There's that uppercut. And Shine's a savage, dude. This dude's like a tank type fighter, like a, you know, Wanderlei Silva type warpath fighter. And Kwon Won-Il just diced him up. You know, he just picked him apart, picked his shots very cerebral. Like you said, he picked up on the adjustments that he needed to make to land different shots. And then to mix in the takedowns was perfect. And the ground and pound. He didn't take him down just to control him. You know what I mean? He's down there for blood.
Okay. So that's in my notes, actually. And I love the fact that when he was on the ground, he was very slow and methodical. Every single move was setting up another pass. And he just, like, it was just, every single move had a rhyme of reason, dude. It was so good. I loved it. And the vicious ground and pound when he was on top, dude. And then the post-fight interview, man.
The fucking cherry on top, dude. It's
so
like,
good.
He's like kind of talking shit, but it's like so endearing because he's like excited to be cursing and that's how he always is. He's just like, his energy is infectious, dude. The guy's infectious. Yeah. My mom texted me. She's like, that's kind of adorable. Like, that was kind of adorable. And it's like, we just watched this guy murder a dude and he's out there. The way he called out Fabricio Andrade, like, you know, just, it was perfect, dude. It was so
How about when he was so like, happy for him, $50,000, and he goes, "I'm rich, baby." Yeah, and I'm like, oh, dude, so good, man.
He's like, "You want a super fight? Everybody wants a super fight. I want a super fight." Like,
Austin told me I need to go back and watch his last post-fight interview too.
Yeah, he's great, dude. He's great.
Your boy's gonna do some research. I'm gonna go back, watch his last couple of fights, watch his post-fight interviews, man. I fell in love with Kwon Won-Il, bro.
Yeah, and if anybody didn't and they're just here for the violence, let's go ahead and watch that ground and pound that we're talking about, huh?
All right, you're gonna have to take it away.
I won't talk.
I don't want to echo.
Yeah, I won't talk. Am I echoing when I'm playing the audio?
No, you sound great to me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Austin, let me know if you, as a viewer, are hearing an echo when I talk over the video clips that we're playing. Let's go ahead and watch this here. Those elbows, dude. I mean, just brutal,
dude. Dude, one of my notes too is all night Herb Dean doing Herb Dean things.
You know what I mean? Shuffle was on full display, huh?
It was hilarious, bro. There's another fight where I was just like, "Hey, come on, Herb Dean, let's get going, bro."
Was it the Belakh one?
Yeah.
It was the Belakh one, yeah. And with that, we might as well move on. Shout out Austin says, no echoes here. Mic volume's perfect too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Austin. Appreciate you, bro. All right, up next, we had Al-Tekreeti versus Legatron.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, you've seen Legatron, I think, before.
I know, dude. I just love that name, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good.
Look.
Seemed pretty lopsided.
I was about to say, Al-Tekreeti, with all due respect, it's no shame to not be on Legatron's level. You know, that being said, tough as nails. Got to give him credit where credit's due. He's walking into that fire, and he didn't look shy in all of it or in any of it. But
Rumbrawi is just,
dude, watching this live, I was like, this guy's reach is incredible. The way he's able to use and cover the distance. Every time he throws a punch, it looks like it's stretching out, and it's like it's finding the target every time. And his body shots, oh my God, dude, when he hurt him to the body, he takes a knee he almost takes a knee, and you're like, oh, I mean, just brutal, dude. Brutal. And then I was like,
weird to me, man, was Rumbrawi, the way that or the Legatron, right?
Yeah,
like it looked like Al-Tekreeti was taking big steps back and trying to use his footwork as much as possible to get away from Legatron.
Yeah.
But you know what it reminded me of? Michael Myers. Because everybody's running from Michael Myers, but Michael Myers takes the smallest baby steps in history and he catches up to your ass. Dude, Legatron was like taking small baby shuffles and just ended up closing the distance so easily. And it might have just seemed that way because of his reach and the long ass legs, right, as he was throwing. But it seemed like no matter what Al-Tekreeti was doing, he was catching something
He was
from
there, dude.
Legatron. He was there. And I was like, damn, he's straight Michael Myering. This guy, I mean, I just made it, like that's an actual thing to do, you know?
No,
but he was catching him no matter where he was in the ring, dude. It was super impressive.
Very impressive. Eventually, he hurts him to the body. I thought that was going to be the story of the fight, but it ended up being him corralling him with that footwork into that corner, landing that elbow through the knee after the elbow. Luckily, it didn't land because Al-Tekreeti he got dropped by the elbow, and the knees coming in is almost illegal, but I think it caught him like on like the shoulder, kind of.
Yeah.
No controversy or anything, in my opinion. But that was it.
Man.
Not much to talk about in that one, really.
Rich, our producer, says, no Herb Dean slander on this episode, please.
Whoa.
There's two things that Rich loves. One's Alexander Volkanovski, and the other one's Herb Dean. You know what I mean? Yeah. So as long as we keep those two names out of our mouths, he'll leave us be, man. No threats. Yeah. All right. You want to move on to the next one?
Real quick, Austin says, I love Herb Dean. Is he perfect? No, but he's a GOAT, and he gives fighters a chance. I want fighters to be given the opportunity to pull it from the fire. It's allowed for some great wins here. Exactly. I mean, look, like you said, Austin, in the Suablack fight, the way Suablack went down after the when he got dropped, some people might have just called it there because he went straight back, didn't brace his fall, head smacked the mat, but then he comes back and drops him.
Is he concussed? Yeah. Will he remember the rest of that fight? Probably not. But you know what? We're here for it.
But we remember it.
We're here for it.
Thank you, Olivier.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. The boss, man. The boss.
Yeah, the boss.
All right. You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's keep it rolling.
We had Artem Belakh versus Baatarkhuu.
Look.
Yes.
Baatarkhuu, you seen the Raid 2?
The what?
The Raid 2?
No.
Okay, first off, next time you get a chance, watch the Raid. Watch the Raid 2. Baatarkhuu with that hair, dude, it reminds me of one of the guys from those movies. It's just like, it's just long. He's Mongolian. He's just fucking a savage in there. He's like the Mongolian Clay Guida.
Think he's all natty?
What are we talking? What are we doing here? Why are we asking these questions? What are we doing? Does it even matter?
You're right. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. This was a fun fight. Baatarkhuu really imposed his will for most of the fight. Really cool grappling exchanges, really cool takedowns, things like that. Mix it up extremely well. Like just full mixed martial arts on display here. I thought this fight was fucking sick. And then Belakh was like, I'm tired of getting my ass beat. And he was like, you know how we talked earlier in the UFC coverage with Marcus McGee where in the fire, he wasn't just going left, right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
Belakh said, fuck that noise. Who cares about offbeat? Who cares about doubling up? I'm just throwing bows left and right, left and right. It was fucking awesome.
Monster.
I can appreciate both things.
Something that I really loved about this fight too, and something that makes me love like watching one with the ring is like when they're grappling, right? And I believe it was Belakh that was kind of like hanging out the ropes a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And Herb's like, no. And he grabs like his leg and his arm and he drags his ass back and repositions him and he's like, fight. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, I freaking love it.
Yeah. Austin says, OMG, I see the Raid reference. Sad he lost, but he's nasty. Excited to see him back again. Hey, now that I'm thinking of it, Kwon Won Il finished Belakh with a body shot, pretty sure. Oh, I don't remember, but maybe. I'll have to go back and look at that because I think Baatarkhuu is very fun, win or lose. He's got a very cool style to me. But the finish in this fight was fucking awesome because he throws that flying knee and it lands, and you could tell Baatarkhuu was like, oh shit, back against the ropes, and Belakh just goes elbow, 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 elbow. There's some great shots, and this is where Herb Dean had the little shuffle, huh? There was like because Belakh dropped, Baatarkhuu dropped. but it was like one of those spring drops, where it's like your butt drops, but your feet are still planted. And then he comes back up, and Herb's like, okay. But then he eats another shot. He's like, never mind. My bad. My bad. He's out on his feet.
Definitely out on his feet.
I mean, look at these pictures, dude.
Oh,
fantastic camera work here in this.
Just absolute killer, dude, with those elbows.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's nice that they have more than one photographer there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and actually, their photographers are fucking cool, dude. When I was in the Philippines, we got to go in the cage, and Ty was taking photos of us, and one of the photographers was like, "Oh, let me," and he like took a professionalized photo of us in the fucking cage. It was sick.
Hell yeah, that's fucking.
I follow him.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Ducks too. I don't know how to pronounce it, but very
Dukes.
Good. Dukes maybe. Very good photographer though. A lot of these shots with him.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. You want to see the finish? You want to watch it?
I mean, why not?
Why not, huh?
If they're letting us show it, why not, dude?
So it's gonna be quick.
Dude,
Get ready for
shot right there. Oh my god!
I know, dude.
That's like his soul is leaving his body at that point.
Yeah.
Look at, like I think that's the top of his head. Like his soul's leaving.
You could see like an edit of this where there's like a ghost image of Baatarkhuu kind of like still there.
Yes,
a little bit standing up straight.
Oh dang, dude.
Hey. All right, let's watch the finish. It's gonna go quick. Watch for the jumping knee right at the beginning here. You can see him starting to throw it. And here we go. Bam. Oh, clean in the elbow.
Elbow. And then he back up. He's like, okay.
Nasty shots.
The way he looks at dude.
Because he's like, all right,
dude, you want me to hit him more?
Yeah. Nasty.
Herb said, yes. Yes, I do.
I have a better of the replay. Let's watch it from here. This is a better clip, I think.
Oh, different angle.
Just more slow-mos. There's the flying knee. Oh, beautiful jumping switch to knee, dude. And the left elbow. And the right elbow. And the left elbow. And the right elbow. Just back
and the left. Look.
He's like, Herb.
Oh, no.
Herb's like, shit.
Oh, no.
I thought he was standing up on his own. And you know what's cool, though? And it's one thing that I think showcases more so than anybody else in combat sports right now. And I really got to give them credit for it. Sportsmanship, man. This dude just got knocked out. It was a vicious knockout. And look at these guys after the fight. Fantastic. You love to see it. Look at these guys.
Oh, yeah.
This guy just got knocked out by like 10 elbows. A flying knee to 10 elbows.
They look like besties that haven't seen each other in a long time, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's
like, oh, dude, how are the kids, you know?
Yeah.
Want to grab some coffee? I'm like, yeah, for sure.
It's like that scene of Predator, you know? Son of a bitch.
Oh, man. That was one of the nicest combos I've ever seen with elbows.
Very good, dude. Talking about a wood chipper, right? That's like
absolutely
perfect example. But we can
all
go
right,
ahead and move
man. I think we're down to the last fight that we'll be covering, right?
Yes.
Mikhail versus Kang Ji-won.
Kang Ji-won. I'm such a big fan, dude. I'm such a big fan of this guy. The last time he fought was against Ben Tynan, who I'm also a very big fan of. And I was like, oh, man, it's going to be a tough night for Kang Ji-won because I'm very high on Ben Tynan. I was watching him in LFA before he went to one. And he got out-grappled, got outworked. And going into this one, they're like, Mikhail, Abdul-Latif, no disrespect, but I'm not familiar with your game. But they're like, he's a wrestler. And I was like,
you're like, oh, boy. Yeah.
Fucking hell. And the first, dude, literally 20 seconds into the fight, he takes Kang Ji-won down. He picks him up. He slams him. He ends up taking his back, and he spends the whole fight, the whole first round is on his back. And I was like, no.
Oh, boy.
Not again.
Yeah.
Not again, because he hits so hard. He's such a fun fighter. He hits so hard. And then second round starts. Big slams in the first, right? Second round starts. Defends the takedown. Lands a nice little knee to the head. Ends up getting taken down anyways. Ends up getting picked up and slammed. And I was like, no, not again. Getting slammed again. But then he got up. And when he got up, Mikhail chased him, tried to grab that ankle pick. And he said, no. And he ran away. And then he turned back around and he Looney Tunes ran in place for a second. And then he runs at him and just full sprints, knees him in the face while he's on his knees. And then just runs him over.
Mikhail, I think he just kept on going back to the well a little too much, right?
Yep.
And you could see, like, yes, he was in a dominant position that first round. but it also takes a lot of gas for you to keep that person in that position, right?
Especially heavyweight,
so
right?
I think he started getting a little gassed. You know, that last slam that he had
in the second round
of Kang, in the second round, I think was his last burst that he had. Like that was it.
Agree.
Because then after that, you could see everything was labored, right? And I think Kang Ji-won saw that too, and that's why I was like, okay, this guy's a little tired. Let me just run up on this dude real quick.
Dude, it was so good. I tried to find a good clip of that, but it was on Prime and they have new DRM, so I can't screen record it. Shout out One. I'm not trying to steal your fights, but I 100% was trying to. Shout out Blunderbub, by the way. He was the one that made the joke originally that it was a Looney Tunes run, but I was trying to get a clip of it that I could then add the sound effect to, because holy shit, it was incredible, dude. Austin says that running knee is my favorite moment of the night. We got a clip of it, but it starts. The clip that One gave us starts right when he's already mid run, which kind of sucks because the lead up to it was the funny part. But
appreciate the clip either way, though.
Appreciate the clip either way. It makes the show better that we can show people what we're talking about. And it's still got some of the runs, so it's not all lost. Let's go ahead and watch that. I mean, just talk about a picture that's like moments before disaster, dude. Let's go ahead and play it. Just run straight through him, dude.
watching the action, looking for a TKO win.
And some of this is probably some exhaustion, like you said. But man, that
it's so funny though, because you see like Belakh before that coming in with this beautiful switch knee, right? Like flying knee. And on this one, you see Kang Ji-won just kind of like taking little baby steps, and it doesn't even look like a full knee. It's almost like he just ran into him, and he's just having to hit him with his knee.
Some Tom and Jerry shit, dude.
I love it. But dude, he hopped right on him, starts landing that ground and pound, did what he was supposed to do, finished the fight, right? Even Herb Dean was like, I've seen enough of this.
Yeah, there's no shuffle in here. A shout out to the new viewer. I'm not sure how you want me to pronounce that. I'm just going to say ADF. One rule set favors strikers, and bye, guys. I don't know if that's what. I don't know what you're implying with that, but I like the rule set. Austin says Kang's a big dude too. You know, the other guy felt that one today. Yeah, they're both fly back to America after this.
Both big dudes, but Kang might be the biggest Korean I've ever seen.
He's a big boy, dude, and he's like
massive.
Rock, dude.
Oh, there we go. BJJ. BJJ, guys. That makes a lot more sense. But shout out to you. Thank you for joining us on this special edition of Story of the Fight, where we're covering One Fight Night 18.
Yeah, the late night show.
A lot of fun. Late night show. But that was it. That was all the fights we're going to be covering, right?
That's all the fights we're going to be covering. It's already 40 minutes. We're 40 minutes in here. Real quick, the bonuses. We have a slide for the bonuses here.
Ooh.
Let's see. So Legatron got one, and so did Kwon Wan. Look at Kwon Wan ill, dude. I mean,
I'm rich, baby. Is what he said.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. If you guys haven't seen the post-fight interview, find the post-fight interview somewhere. Amazon Prime. I don't know if they posted it on YouTube, but son of a bitch is that a good interview, dude. Talk about winning some fans.
Yeah, like I said, and Austin pointed out too, like I have to go back and watch some of his post-fight interviews.
Oh yeah, dude. It's I mean, he's just great. He's great. I'm very excited to see what's next for him. If they could do Andrade, Fabricio against him, that'd be a fun fight. I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, Austin says seriously, go back and watch this last post-fight interview. It's better than this one.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, do you think we'd be able to find that rather easily?
I should be able to find it for you.
That should be fun. Yeah. But yeah, hey, this was a lot of fun. I love covering One as well. I promise everybody, I will continue watching One so I get used to these names a lot more and the pronunciation starts getting easier so your boy doesn't have to pause, read it in his head, and then pronounce it. You know what I mean? But hey, thank you, Austin, for joining us. Thank you, ADFGGGGG, for joining us as well. It's always fun whenever y'all join us live so we can chat about the fights as we're going. Seriously, makes it so much fun. And if this is your first time, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way, whenever we do anything like this, you get notified that we're going to be hopping on so you can hop on with your boys over here. And if you don't like watching, but you like listening, Will.
Yeah. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts, we're on there. But I do highly recommend watching on YouTube or Twitch or Spotify or somewhere where there's video because or Twitter, right? I think Twitter has video too, because we get to show the clips, we get to show the pictures. You can kind of have some more context of what we're talking about. You get to look at our pretty faces. It just makes the show a lot. It's better to watch, I think, than listen. But if all you can do is listen, go ahead, listen. Austin says, appreciate the coverage, guys. Not enough people are covering one. Hope it continues to blow up here in the U.S.
So do we.
Have a great weekend or week, guys. Looking forwed to the next one. Shout out Austin.
Yeah, and hopefully, when they come to the U.S., hopefully we're able to do a little coverage right there. Set up a little video showing the one experience, going to the fights live. That'd be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get to meet some of the listeners, that go to the event as well. That'd be a blast, man.
That'd be super fun. And Austin, yeah, I watch the Friday fights every Friday. I wake up early for them. They're fun as hell. Absolute bangers over and over and over again. I wish we could cover them on the show, but both of us still have full-time jobs because we don't make any money from this. Except, shout out Ganskow. We made our first $1 today, and it was 5 of them from Ganskow. So shout out Ganskow. But, it's so hard to cover UFC events, the Friday fights, the fight nights,
Friday night fights,
like PFL, rarely, bare knuckle sometimes. Like, it's just so hard to consistently
LFA
cover everything.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like, I wish we could cover it all. And if I didn't have a full-time job, and I know if Ramiro didn't have a full-time job, and we could just...
If this was my full-time job, we would cover everything under the sun,
Yeah.
Get me on some street fights, bro. I'd be out there with a mic like, yo, what's going on?
Street beefs, dude. Start covering some
do you remember those? So throwback.
Yeah,
street
come
beefs.
on, dude.
I love it.
But yeah, thank you guys. It really does. It does help. Sometimes
Absolutely.
we forget things. You guys can throw stuff out in the comments that will remind us. It makes the show better when we can cover everything about it. So yeah, appreciate it.
What I love about it too sometimes is like our listeners will throw something out that maybe we just miss while watching, and it just creates totally different perspective about the fight. Even for us, it's so much fun just talking fights, man. But thank you everybody for joining. And also, in case y'all didn't know, this podcast is produced by our friend, none other than Mr. Richard Bustos. Hey, crowd goes wild. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us for a special edition of Story of the Fight.